News when you want it with Bloomberg News Now. I'm Monica Ricks. Talks have officially started in Switzerland over a potential U.S. peace plan to end Russia's war with Ukraine. Finnish President Alexander Stubb says he and Italian leader Giorgia Meloni spoke to President Trump about the plan, and he talked to Bloomberg about it on the sidelines of the G-20 in Johannesburg.
I think the plan has three levels. Number one is Ukraine. What happens to Ukraine? Land swaps, etc. Then level number two is Europe and European security, EU and NATO. And then level number three is the transatlantic partnership.
Stubb on Bloomberg TV. Finland has advisors in Geneva meeting with U.S. officials, including Secretary of State Marco Rubio. But other European allies have said the U.S. plan needs additional work. They're looking for a NATO-like shield for Ukraine and will likely insist on any territorial swaps happening only after the war ends. Their counterproposal also demands frozen Russian assets be used to reconstruct and compensate Kyiv. Meantime, a new climate deal is leaving many nations unhappy. Bloomberg's Ed Kalegi has that story.
Almost 200 nations gathered in Brazil for the United Nations Annual Climate Summit capped 2 weeks of negotiations with an agreement Saturday on new efforts to help guide their transition away from the fossil fuels driving global warming. However, the accord dodged an explicit mention of the oil, gas, and coal responsible for driving the bulk of climate change, and it didn't detail plans for shifting away from them, leaving some countries unhappy with the outcome. Ed Kalegi, Bloomberg Radio.
New Orleans is the latest city bracing for President Trump's immigration crackdown efforts, with about 200 agents set to mobilize after Thanksgiving. It follows operations in Los Angeles, Chicago, and Charlotte, where more than 250 people were arrested in just the last week.
Let's hand out some checks, should we?
Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem handed out those promised bonus checks to TSA agents this weekend, who put in extra time and didn't miss a day of work to keep airports running during the government shutdown. About 800 workers will get them nationwide. Noem was at Harry Reid International Airport in Las Vegas and says the checks were just symbolic. The real money will be directly deposited into their bank accounts. Operations at the Port of Los Angeles, which is the nation's busiest seaport, have resumed this morning following a huge container ship fire that tore through roughly 100 cargo containers. Fire officials identified hazardous materials such as lithium-ion batteries aboard the vessel, but it's still unclear how the fire started. You can expect a major focus on the consumer this week. Bloomberg's Nathan Hager has a look ahead.
No surprises here. Black Friday unofficially kicks off holiday shopping season the day after Thanksgiving. This week, we also get a delayed look at how shoppers were doing in September. Retail sales for the month come out Tuesday, more than a month late due to the government shutdown. We also get retail earnings on Tuesday from Kohl's, Best Buy, and Dick's Sporting Goods. PC makers Dell and HP tell us how their sales fared during the shutdown, and their earnings, they come out on Tuesday as well. In Washington, I'm Nathan Hager, Bloomberg Radio.
The FAA also predicts the busiest Thanksgiving of air travel in 15 years. On the ground, AAA is looking at 73 million people hitting the road to get to their Thanksgiving dinner destinations. That's up from 1.3 million from last year. And gas prices are looking pretty good, too, with the nationwide average holding steady around $3 a gallon. DHL plans to invest close to $150 million in a logistics hub in Riyadh, betting on Saudi Arabia's push to become a regional trade gateway. The new hub will serve DHL's customers in technology, e-commerce, automotive, and other fast-growing sectors. It's expected to open in 2027. And at least 5 families say their babies have been treated now for infant botulism after consuming ByHeart formula months before a current outbreak was detected in August. More than 30 babies have been hospitalized and treated in 15 states. ByHeart has recalled all of its products nationwide. And the Department of Transportation has designed a new crash test dummy that'll make cars safer for women. The ones they have been using are merely a smaller version of the male dummy, even though women are more likely than men to be injured or killed in a car crash. Experts say this will help save thousands of lives. And that's news when you want it with Bloomberg News Now. I'm Monica Ricks, and this is Bloomberg.